Alright guys, I'm 4 days away from my goal race this season. I had my last workout this morning. I used the Vaporfly for that. I did 4x1 miles at my half marathon race pace. You know, just a little taste of speed during my taper. Nothing too crazy, but as some of you may know, I haven't been using carbon fiber plated shoes at all during this training block. The only reason I pulled these out for 2 workouts was to make sure that they were good on my feet and just smooth out all the weird issues before race day. So with that, I've now run about 15 miles in the Vaporfly 3. I wanted to give my initial thoughts on how they run. So that first run I did in them was a 10-mile run with about 7 to 8 miles at half marathon race pace. And this morning I did about 5 miles in them with 4 miles at race pace and then some recovery miles. So I'll give you my thoughts, do some comparisons to the Vaporfly 2 and Endorphin Pro 3. I will have full videos comparing those shoes coming out soon. But in this video, I'll give you a high-level overview of how it's feeling and how it stacks up to those so far. Before we get into it, if you haven't checked out the Running Shoe Matcher tool yet, go to runningshoematcher.com. This is a really cool tool I built that matches you with the best shoes for you based on your answers to 5 questions. So you can go in there, you can select what kind of shoe you're looking for. You're looking for a daily trainer, a tempo shoe, or race day shoe. Do you like your shoes soft or firm? And it will match you with the best shoe for you. It's live right now and it's free. You can check that out at runningshoematcher.com. All right, let's get into it. So quick overview of the Nike Vaporfly Next% 3. This is Nike's top tier marathon racing shoe. In addition to that Alphafly, this one has a full length bed of ZoomX foam. It's got a 40mm stack in the heel and a 31mm stack in the forefoot for a 9mm drop. And of course there is a carbon fiber plate, which Nike calls the Fly Plate. It's extremely lightweight on foot, coming in that 7-ounce range. And it's all around that fast, aggressive racing shoe. My initial thoughts on the midsole are that this is extremely soft. Now, I did a YouTube short on this right after I did my first run in this, and after today, that analysis still holds up. This midsole is one of the softest that I've ever felt. You don't really feel the snap of the plate, which I guess is a good thing. You don't want to feel that harsh feeling, but I do think the Vaporfly 2 had a bit more feeling coming through from that plate, maybe a bit more snappiness. This one feels a tad more fluffy, like a little marshmallow with this ZoomX foam, but it is very comfortable because of that. Now that might have to do with the contouring or the way that the rocker is shaped here, because it's using that same exact ZoomX compound that we see in Vaporfly 2. I do think they've done something just a tiny bit different that makes the ride in here feel a little bit softer. Now the ride is still that classic, fast, cushioned race day ride that you're looking for in a marathon racer. It's not the most stable. If you look at the back here, you can see how much skinnier the heel is than the forefoot. So if you are a heel striker like me, then you might not find this the most stable option. I tend to heel strike at slower paces like recovery pace and even some marathon pace, but at half marathon pace and faster, you'll have no issues with this. I was talking to my friend Cam about this morning, and it does seem that there's more of a rocker in the Vaporfly 3 here than the Vaporfly 2. So you might get a little bit more of that push and snap off the toe, even though you're not going to feel that plate a bunch. Alright guys, heading up to the upper. Now this upper is like nothing. It is so light, it is so see-through. It really feels like a dream on the foot. You feel like you have nothing on once you strap this on. I think some of those fit issues that we had in the Vaporfly 2 around the heel area are resolved. I didn't have any issues. I also didn't have to cinch the laces down too tight. I could just tie it like a normal shoe and it felt like the lockdown was good. In terms of the design of the upper, I have the Kipchoge edition and I really like the way that this red stripe looks. There's also some little details on it, like his signature quote here, "No human is limited," as well as this little Nike check in the back. All around, this is a really good looking shoe, and the upper is lightweight, dialed in, no issues. Now my initial thoughts on who this is good for is a runner who really wants to shave some time off their race paces. This is still one of the best racing shoes out there. I personally wouldn't use it for training very much, except for these types of runs where I'm getting ready to race and need to practice race pace. This would be a great long run shoe for marathon training if you are using carbon fiber plated shoes and want something for those workouts where you have marathon race pace in there. It's not going to be the best option if you're an overpronator and need additional support around the ankles, but if you don't have any issues with stability, then this is still a top choice for marathons and the half marathon distance. For shorter distances, I do still think the Vaporfly is a great choice. If you like a firmer feel, then this is not going to be the best shoe for you. There are better options out there like the Endorphin Elite and Endorphin Pro if you want a bit more of a firm feel than what this ZoomX offers for that 5K and 10K distance. This is still great value at $250. That's the market price these days. I think they're increasing the prices a little bit to $255 or $265, but you know what, if that's the price that you got to pay for a race day shoe, then we as runners will most certainly be paying that. Alright guys, so there you have it. Those are my initial thoughts on the Vaporfly. I will have a full review coming out soon, as well as videos comparing it to the Vaporfly 2 and Endorphin Pro 3. As always, thanks for watching, thanks for liking and subscribing, and I'll make sure to keep you up to date on the latest and greatest in the world of performance running.